I got word from my rich aunt out in California that she invited me to come and stay with her and get a job of work. So I made my first trip to California. I got there by foot, by car, by thumb, and a lot of distance was covered by freight. Last leg of the journey into Fresno was done in this way. I ran into the yards, jumping dark rails, heavy switches, darting amongst the blind cars. The string of black ones was going backwards in the wrong direction. I mounted the side, went over the top, over the other side, took a risk on scrambling between another string at the hitch. I could just barely see, it was so dark. The cars was so blended into the night. But all at once, I saw a blur and a light, and a blur and a light. And I knew here was one going my way. So I watched the light come along between a string of cars and finally spotted an open top car, which was easier to see, and grabbed the ladder and jumped over into a load of heavy cast iron machinery. Laid down at one end of the car and rested. Train pulled along slow for a while, and I ducked up as close as I could to the head end of the car to break the wind. Pretty soon the old string got her kinks jerked loose, and we whistled through a lot of little towns. Made a good 50 for about an hour. Then we started up some pretty tough grade. Weather got colder higher up. Fog turned into drizzle, and drizzle turned into slow rain. I imagined a million things bouncing along there in the dark. One quick tap by that air brake to slow that train down. That 100 tons of heavy machinery would shift its weight all over me. I felt so soft and little. I had felt so big and tough just a few minutes ago. Lonesome whip of the wind sounded even more lonesome when the big engine joined in on the whistling. Wheels hummed a song, the weather got colder. We started gaining altitude almost like an airplane. I pulled myself up into a little ball and shook till my bones ached all over. Weather didn't pay any more attention to my clothes than if I didn't have them on. My muscles drilled into hard leather strings that hurt. I kept a little warmer by remembering all the people I'd known, faces and all about the warm desert, cactus and sunshine, growing everywhere, picturing in my mind something sort of friendly and free, something to try and blot out the wind and freezing train. Big slope that went direct into Bakersfield. We stopped alongside and let the mail go by. I got out and walked 10 or 15 cars down the track, creaking like an 80-year-old rocking chair. I had to walk slow along the deep cinder bank, gradually getting used to myself back again. I was past the train when the engineer cut the brakes loose, gave her the gun, and started off. I'd never seen a train start up so fast before. Most trains take a little time getting the weight swung into motion, but on that long straight slope, she lit out. Run alongside, I just barely managed to catch her. I had to take a different car as mine was somewhere down the track. Pretty soon that train was making 40 miles an hour. Then 50, then 60, down across a stretch of country where the mountains meet the desert, south of Bakersfield. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train is bound for glory, ain't care nothing but the righteous and the holy. This train is bound for glory, this train. This train don't care no gamblers, this train. This train don't care no gamblers, this train. bound for glory. This train is a Union rider. This train is a Union rider. This train is a Union rider. Ain't no scab train gonna stand beside her. This train is bound for glory.